before starting the meeting, some hygiene announcement. Whenever the speaker is coming on the stage or whenever the speaker is speaking, request everyone to be on mute so that speaker is not disturbed and he can concentrate on what he has prepared. Rest, we are having various role players who will describe the roles, and I will now hand over the meeting to presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Pramod. Over to you.
Thank you, Pradeep. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Welcome to yet another meeting of Sattvic Toastmasters Club. We have a lot of new faces today. And before talking about the team, incidentally, I am playing the role of Toastmaster today. So I'm just combining my presidential speech with the theme for today's meeting. Before that, I can see some of the guests have joined in today's meeting. Can we have a guest introduction? I would request all the guests to switch on their video and speak for about 30 seconds about their name, what do they do, and how did they come to know about Toastmasters. We have a time limit, so you can wrap up in 30 seconds. Starting with guest Chandrasekhar Sajan.
Yeah, good morning to all. So my name is Chandrasekhar and I'm an entrepreneur and IT corporate working. And I came to know from this, like from Vikas Chandru. He's my friend. I'm from Bangalore. Thank you.
Thanks, Chandra. Srikanth, I can see Srikanth. Srikanth,
Yes,
could you, yeah, please.
Yes. Good morning, family. Myself, K. Srikanth. Currently working in SBI and working as an entrepreneur along with Vikas Bro. So I came to know this by Vikas Bro.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thanks for joining. Guest Kanika, she's almost our permanent guest. I wouldn't call her a guest.
Am I loud and clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. My name is Kanika Gupta. I am an IITian from IIT Jammu, pursuing my UG degree BTech, and my hometown is in Jaipur. And I came to know about this wonderful Toastmasters Sattvic Club from one of my mentor, Mr. Millen. He's a nice gentleman from my point of view, and I'm so thankful, and thanks a lot, TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Usha Chandra. Madam Usha, are you there? If you are there, please switch on your video, audio, and
I'm here, but I'm not able to switch on the video. Sorry for that.
That's fine.
Yeah, I came to know this club from Vikas HC.
Okay.
Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Vislesh.
Hi, Pramod. Hi, everyone. Very good morning. I'm Vislesh. I'm a working professional. Sorry, I have some issues with my camera. I'll try to fix it by next time, for sure. I wanted to improve my lifestyle, English, and many more things. I got to know about this group by Raghunath Raju. I'm looking forward to sync up with each of you and see how this goes. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Vislesh. And Kalindi.
Hi, can you guys hear me? I'm trying to turn on my video. So I was introduced to this club by a friend of mine, Raghu. I'm sorry, I forget his last name, but he was kind enough to introduce me. And I'm in the US, so good morning, good evening to everyone. And I work as a technology director for a semiconductor company. And I was just curious about, the meeting, the sessions, and I wanted to hear some interactions and perhaps polish up my leadership skills and maybe, acquire some other knowledge and polish myself up better. So that's the purpose of my participation. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the club. Please keep on coming. And the last one is Hriday Patel. Hriday. Hriday, are you there?
Yes,
Please introduce yourself, Hriday.
my name's good morning, afternoon. My name's Rita.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So once again, welcome to Sattvic Toastmasters Club. I'm sure that you must be knowing about the objective of this club. This club was created with an objective of providing proper guidance to healthy lifestyle to all the members, and we do organize keynote speeches on various subjects, mostly related to health and wellness. So we support this community, a community of people globally with our proper input and expertise opinion on how to create a healthy life by following the Sattvic ways. Sattvic is a Sanskrit word which means the proper health style or the ideal style of living. So that is the intention of creating this club. Now, coming back to the theme of the day, today's theme of the day is leadership as a service. So we have many people from IT, people from different field. You must have heard about software as a service, hardware as a service, and nowadays it is almost everything comes as a service. So why can't we have something called leadership as a service? Then I started thinking about the way leadership is celebrated in Toastmasters. I can see a lot of smiling faces over here. They all have been introduced to this Toastmasters club by some member or somebody who is familiar with this thing. So I would say that that is again a leadership trait, referring people for improvement, referring people for something better, sharing the knowledge. So what is the kind of leadership that we celebrate in Toastmasters Club? Can somebody tell me? There's a subtle difference between the normal leadership style and the leadership that we celebrate in Toastmasters. If anybody can say a few words about it, then I would be really glad to take it forward.
Yeah, I will go ahead, Pramod.
Yeah, please, Sahib.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, there is a subtle difference in the normal leadership and in the Toastmasters leadership. So generally, when we observe the leadership in our organizations or somewhere outside, so it will be having some authoritative kind of thing. So, but when comes to the Toastmasters leadership, here we have empathetic leadership, where everyone cares about each and every individual. So here we came for become a better version of ourselves as a leader or as a whatever the role we take. So that helps us to know what we are and how it will be helpful us to become better version of ourselves. So in the Toastmasters, we will get different feedbacks in different aspects. So that helps that leadership, and sometimes the mentors who are there, not only in our daily calls, weekly calls, in offline also we have calls, and they will give their support in enhancing ourselves. That way, I felt the Toastmasters leadership is an empathetic leadership, Pramod.
Wonderful, wonderful, Sahib. Okay, let me add something more to that. You look at the structure of this meeting. So we have a TMOD, we have a president, we have speakers, we have different tag players and all. So like you said, it is empathetic as well as collaborative. The first lesson that we learn from Toastmasters is that a leader has to have the capacity to collaborate with the team members. So here what we see is, even though I am coordinating this meeting as a TMOD, I cannot run this meeting without the tag team members. So we have certain people, they help us in contacting this meeting. They do help us for the smooth functioning of this meeting. They are popularly known as the tag team. So let me introduce my collaborative team members or team members with whom I collaborated for the success of this meeting. The most important person or the most important thing in our life is nothing but time. So something once lost cannot be regained. So each and every minute is being counted here in Toastmasters, and it reminds you of the world, the fact that time is the most precious thing and you have to use it wisely. To play the role of a timer, we have a person who is an IT engineer, it's an IT professional. So he is from Hyderabad and he has joined Toastmasters very recently. I would say he's an infant Toastmaster with a huge round of applause. Let me welcome Toastmaster Sudhir Sana. Sudhir, could you please explain me what is your role today? This is your first role. I'm sure that you are very much excited to address the audience and talk about your first role. Please, Sudhir, you can.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Pramod. Today, I'll be taking the role as a timer, and I'll explain you about the roles and responsibilities of this one. And for the speeches, it will be around 5 to 7 minutes. At the time of 5 minutes, I'll be changing my background to green. At 6 minutes, it will be yellow, and 7 minutes, it will be red. And there will be some 30 seconds grace period. And then we will consider that as a reject if it is going beyond this. And for the table topics, the time range is 2 minutes. So and for at 1 minute, I'll show you that the green window. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show yellow. And at the 2 minutes, I'll show as a red. And there will be a grace period, and then we'll take as a disqualified. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudhir.
Yeah.
Thank you. And one more thing, we normally have a bell once the person completes the 30 seconds grace period. So we used to ring the bell, but we don't have the bell right now. Maybe we can introduce the same thing from our next meeting onwards. The second role, the second member with whom I collaborated is for some people may say that it is a weird role. No, it's not a weird role. It's a much dreaded role in Toastmasters. Even an experienced Toastmasters are very much conscious about this role. Today, we have a seasoned, experienced, and dashing Toastmaster to do this role. And she completed, I think, 3-4 speeches, a very passionate Toastmaster. Nowadays, she started bringing all her family members also to Toastmasters Club. To play the role of our founder, we have Toastmaster Navya. Navya, you can unmute and say a few words about your role today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Pramod. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. For today's meeting, I'll be acting as the accounter. As an accounter, my responsibilities would be make a note of the filler words which the speakers are using, like like, and I'll be providing a constructive feedback and report towards the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Navya. So everyone, please be mindful that Navya is there in the room. So she would be counting each and every hours, but actually, sorry, now, we use English as the medium of communication. So we are not native speakers. Sometimes we may not be using the correct pronunciation and grammar. We have a person who would be keenly observing your speeches, and he would come out with your suggestions, his suggestions for improvement later in the meeting. This particular role is called language evaluator or grammarian. It's a very important role in Toastmasters. To play the role of grammarian, we have Mr. J.K. Arora today. I would request Toastmaster J.K. Arora to explain his role and also introduce the word of the day and idiom. Over to you, J.K. Arora.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mr. Pramod. My responsibility as a grammarian today is to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language uses. I will take note of any misuse of the English language. Today, word of the day is sports, and item of the day is to be bowled over. Thank you, Toastmaster Pramod. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arora.
Yes.
So this is all about the preliminary and most important role in Toastmasters meeting. I told you that one of the qualities that I see in people when we have this kind of meeting, please remember that collaboration is the key to success. And without collaboration, nothing can be happen, nothing can be possible. So that's the first leadership lesson that I learned from Toastmasters. So here we are also providing the entire role, the whole role here. People are taking voluntarily and they are not getting any remuneration for doing Toastmasters or playing any role. There is this normal, many people they ask me, so when they see in my status the things which I share and all, many people ask me the question, are you working somewhere part-time apart from your bank, and are you getting paid for doing all those things? So these are some of the things which I questions. I'm sure that you must have also faced a similar question from your friends and relatives. But here what we do is we celebrate something called servant leadership. I'll talk more about servant leadership, and before that we have some guests. Let me just explain the program for today for the information of the guests. We have 3 sessions. The first session is of prepared speeches. We have something called pathways. Pathways have got 11 paths, and each path has got 5 projects. A member would be preparing a speech based on certain project objectives, and he or she will come up with a story or a beautiful speech, 5 to 7 minutes, or mostly 5 to 7 minutes. Sometimes the speech varies according to the project. And this speech will be delivered by senior Toastmasters or a seasoned Toastmasters later. That is the third session. The first session is prepared speeches, second is table topics, and third is the session for evaluations. So now we are going to start with the first session. First session is the session of the prepared speeches. Shall we start prepared speech session? Yes. Before starting the prepared speech, let me just once again ensure that all the role players are there in the room. Evaluator 1, are you there? Shahid is there. Timer, accounter, grammarian, and the speaker. Okay. Today's speaker, I cannot see the speaker. First speaker. Yeah. The first speaker for today is a person who always loved to be unique, and he was a normal employee transformed to a global entrepreneur. To introduce the speech objectives, I would request his evaluator, Mr. Toastmaster Shahid Sheikh. Shahid, could you just explain? It's an icebreaker.
Yes. Yeah. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today we have a icebreaker speech from Vikas. So we are excited to listen to his first speech, and we are excited. Over to you, Pramod.
Since it is an icebreaker, I'm not going to talk more about the speaker because the speaker is going to speak about himself. The title of the speech is Nothing is Permanent Except Change. Nothing is permanent except change. Toastmaster Vikas.
Thank you. Am I audible? Visible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
All right. Shall I start? Yeah. Namaste. Namaste. Good morning. Isn't it good to welcome the abundance as soon as you start your day? I'm Vikas. I have joined this club to change myself as a public speaker. By this initiative, I understood delivering a speech and delivering a baby is the same labor process and creativity involved, because it took so much of time to be here on the screen. I was pregnant for last 34 years with my icebreaker, and finally I am delivering it here. Let us get into the time machine to take you to my childhood. Ready? I met my parents for the first time, and I am bowed over to see entire world celebrates the day as Valentine's Day. My mother is a super cook, and my father is a retired, disciplined rural bank officer who always ensured to see me bowled over for their silly fights and ultimate care for each other. I was an ordinary and extra player of my colony's cricket team. They called me 12th man. I don't know why. Most of the times, I was treated like I'm just fit to get the ball that goes out of the ground. I wasn't great at my studies as I was in computer games. And I was a below average in sports as well. See, I rose in a small town in Karnataka with so many dreams in mind. Since from my childhood, I didn't know what to do in my life. I didn't know where I'm heading to. I didn't know what my problem is. And I was the shyest, chaotic, and most anxious person whom I ever know. And I didn't have clarity of what I'm doing, which I always seeking for. Are you thinking, can person like me really survive? Even I was afraid of remaining a 12th man of my life. But one mojo is changing my everyday so sportively is that I always wanted to achieve really big and remarkable in my life. Somehow I completed my academics and joined my first job in 2007. By then, my circle of people were commenting, I end my life earning maximum of 6,000 per month being a diploma holder. Thanks to those who worried about my future. Now I'm in the path of making that money in hour or less than that. I'm slow, but I never gave up. That's my strength. With faith on God, I got MBA dual specialization and few global certifications, which gave me push to build myself in corporate. And today I'm glad to say I've served for 15 plus years in 5 Fortune 100 multinational companies, which is a dream for many. Know one thing? I always had a vacuum of insecurity in my mind to accept that bitter truth that you are just one email away from your company, irrespective of your performance. Because I say they proved straight trees are cut first in many cases. So, as a part of additional income, I discovered entrepreneurship is the future and can turn any corn into a delicious popcorn. Yes, I wanted to be a millionaire. It's just a wish. It's not just a wish. It's not just a dream. It is purpose. Because then only I can act as a philanthropist and also help many people to grow. I understood entrepreneurship is the only solution to achieve what I wanted. Then I decided to commence it on 19th November 2019 for feeling secure. Fulfilling my vision is in progress and it is growing geometrically. Wow, today is 19th, right? It's 4th anniversary day today. If you ask, am I happy now? Yes. This is what I wanted. Thanks to my platform, thanks to my mentors, who helped me to introspect myself and get the crystal clarity about the purpose of my life. As an e-commerce business owner, I see a bigger magnitude of success and time freedom than in employment. Now, my mindset and my circle of people have been changed. Hence, I could see the dramatic change in my life. Results changed from stress to joy, from confusion to clarity, from anxiety to confidence, and from limitations to possibilities, and many more. This is my journey of change from a 12th man to a captain of my life. I wind up by saying we don't have to be great to change, but we need to change to become great. Signing off. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you, Vikas. Your speech reminded me of the speech by Gordon in the movie The Wall Street, a role played by Michael Douglas. Yeah, greed is good. Greed is very good. It will make you work. And you can, it is fact that you can give only the things that you have. If you want to give money, make money first. Anyway, please take 30 seconds to write a feedback to the speaker. So you can write in the chat box, or you can directly send to him in his WhatsApp number if you have it. But I would prefer to write it in the chat so that everyone will be motivated to write more and more. So I'm holding it for 30 seconds. Then after that, we'll move on to the second speech. Toastmaster Sudhir, please let me know once the 30 seconds are over. I think that's it. 30 seconds are over. Let's move to the second speech. To introduce the speaker on this project, I request the second evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish Sinha. Ashish, could you introduce the speaker?
Sure. So Pratik is attempting his speech, and his purpose of the speech is for the member to practice being aware of his or her thoughts and feelings, as well as impact of his or her responses on others. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share his or her experience completing the project. Okay. And Pratik's speech title is Be the Change. Timer, please note the timing for this speech is 2 to 3 minutes. All the very best, Pratik. Over to you, Toastmaster Day.
The time sequence would be green at 2, yellow at 2.5, and red at 3, and 30 seconds. Sudhir, please note that. Be the change. Toastmaster Pratik. Toastmasters Pratik, be the change.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to the fellow Toastmasters. This is Pratik Agrawal. In last 2 weeks, I got an opportunity to write on my thoughts, on my feelings, and my actions based on my thoughts and feelings. Although I'm having a habit of writing these things every month, every year, and analyzing the same, but specifically with the help of this project, I have written some 14 points about my thoughts, feelings, and actions. Out of these 14 points, I will be sharing 3 things about the same. So, your thoughts, feelings, and actions plays a very important role. And there are many things which I am doing from so many years. I will give first example. The first example is purchasing shares from the share market. What I used to do before, I used to purchase shares, consulting my colleagues, the experts, and used to do the same thing and purchasing of shares. Those purchase was not giving me that much of satisfaction, whether I am getting a profit or a loss. But in 2 weeks back, what I have done, I have analyzed a company from last 1 month. Based on that analysis, whether it is right or wrong, I have taken a decision to purchase those shares. Now, what feeling I am getting out of it? The feeling is, if I am losing on those shares, what will happen? I will learn something from it. I will correct my decision making, or I will correct my analysis. And if I am gaining from it, my decision was right, I can keep on doing it. So the important thing is, if you start writing something, start analyzing something, and if you are having profit or loss on that based on your own decision making, you will get better results because you will feel positive. Whether you are losing, you are feeling positive. Whether you are gaining, you are feeling positive. Because while losing, you are experiencing. While gaining, you are taking the right decisions. Now, the second thing, I am having a habit of singing songs. Last week, there was a marriage anniversary of my parents, in-laws, basically. So I used to sing in every event. But what different I have done this time? What I have done, I have made different songs, different stanzas of different songs, and played that or sung that in that event specific to their journey of 40 years of marriage. What I got out of it? Since I have made it from my own way, it is something different, it is something creative, I got a great feedback because it was something different from a normal song to sharing the experience of their life. In totality, if I sum up, what I found is if you start writing something, if you start writing those points, you start improving. As it is said, that once you start measuring something, that thing gets corrected. So we have to be the change of our own life when we start writing those things in a piece of paper and start correcting the same. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Pratik. That was brief and short and sweet. So good that you told us about your singing skills. Maybe we will organize a singing festival in Sattvic Toastmasters as well.
Right.
We'll pause for 30 seconds for the audience to write feedback about your speech. After that, we'll proceed with the rest of the sessions. I think 30 seconds are over. Thank you everyone for writing the feedback. We give a lot of importance to feedback because that's again a leadership trait. Accepting feedback and giving feedback. Both are very particular in Toastmasters. Okay, now let me come to the core of this idea, leadership as a service. I'm sure that you're all working in different industries as leaders. Some are project managers, some are having their own company, because I'm sure that he has his own company. And Sudhir is also working, and Navya is a project manager, product manager. So many people, we have a group of people, they are working in different industries. So think about a situation where you do not have any authority. I'm working in a bank as a regional manager. Close to around 300 people are reporting to me. I'm just writing their performance appraisal report. I am writing their, I am instrumental in their promotion, in their placement and all. So I have some sort of authority on them. So imagine a situation where you don't have any authority. You have no control. You don't have any title. How will you motivate your team members? So that is the crux of the idea called servant leadership. Servant leadership is right now gaining momentum all over the world in many companies, because people like Mark Zuckerberg, or even Alibaba founder Jack Ma, and all these people, they have experimented with the idea of servant leadership, and they had given the choice to people in their department. In fact, they are really autocrats, but they have given this idea to their people in their different departments, and telling them to treat their employees equally, so that the innovative skills could be nourished. So which is called the discretionary skills of an employee. We say that we have 100% ability to do something, but they believe that people have got 120% ability. That means this 20% is something called discretionary skills. So if you really want to get the discretionary skill of an employee or a team member, then you have to use servant leadership. In Toastmasters, we are using the same thing. Suppose I am the president of the club, but it is just a namesake president when it comes to the authority. I cannot force somebody to do something. Navya is, say, public relationship, VPPR of this club. If she is not making the poster or she is not attending, I cannot call and scold Navya. Navya, why didn't you do that? We cannot do that. If somebody is there, he or she is the VPPR, supposed to make all the entries, education entries, and sanctioning, approving of awards and all. If the person doesn't do that, we do not have any authority to tell that. In fact, the district doesn't have the authority to dissolve a club just by saying that the club is not performing well. So that is the concept of leadership in Toastmasters. It is only through motivation that we can lift and we can create leaders. So it's an interesting concept. Can't you understand the crux of it? You do not have any authority, you do not have any title. That's why the Toastmasters are generally known as leaders without titles. So we do not have any titles. The only title is Toastmaster. That is the TM title that we have. But over a period of time, what happens is we learn to work with people from different fields. We learn to accept feedback. So that's why I said feedback, generally say the breakfast of champions. We give a lot of importance to feedback in Toastmasters. You reach in a state of maturity where you can accept any feedback from even a very new member to the club. Here, an distinguished Toastmaster is giving a speech, 10-15-year-old person, experienced person in Toastmasters with 15 years experience in Toastmaster. But a person who joined today is giving feedback to the person. He accepts the feedback in the same gravity, in the same seriousness as a feedback given by an experienced Toastmaster. So that's the beauty of Toastmasters leadership model. So this is called servant leadership. And this leadership, if you follow, what will happen is eventually you will become a leader unknowingly. If you can influence people with your skills, with your service, like mentoring is a service. So we have club mentors, we have individual mentors. Suppose I am mentoring 3-4 people here. They come to me with their speech and all. So I just tell them, I spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes with them. I guide them properly and tell them that this is what you are doing. Please rewrite your speech, do this thing. This is a service. I'm not doing it voluntarily. I'm not getting any additional points or credits for whatever I'm doing. So I understand that I get nothing materially by doing all those things. What I get is that I also get some inputs from other people for the service which I am doing to the community. That is called servant leadership. Anyway, I'll talk about another aspect of servant leadership after an interesting session, which is called the table topics. To conduct the table topic session, we have a distinguished Toastmaster. She filed her DTM in 2023. She is a native speaker and she's from a different district. And today she agreed to do the role of Toastmaster, table topic master, with a huge round of applause and with a great gratitude. Let me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Lisa Thompson. Lisa, over to you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pramod. So I'm sure a lot of you have experienced service leadership both in Toastmasters and out of Toastmasters. I know I have for many years. I've been an environmental advocate, and I spent a lot of time with service leaders doing sailing and environmental advocacy work in the Hudson Valley, where we have a river that flows both ways in and out of New York City. And a lot of the people that spend time educating our public about that river don't get paid. They just want to be of service in order to keep the river clean. And so I've been part of that group. And since joining Toastmasters, I've learned a lot of skills that I could have applied to being a better environmentalist. So I have a number of questions that deal with service leadership, and I would rather ask people who don't have speaking roles tonight. So if you want to raise your virtual hand or show yourself or let me know that you'd like a question, I'd be happy to ask you a question. Okay, it doesn't seem like any of our guests want to answer a question. So how about Nevia? You look like you're interested. You're leaning forward. So my first question.
Even Lisa, you see a hand raised from Toastmaster guest Kanika. Then you can go with Navya.
I didn't
Kanika,
see any hands up.
Oh,
So,
you can.
do you want to call on them?
Kanika, you want to go? Like, I think she raised the hand. Yeah. She's
Kanika,
ready.
do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, I see you up there. Okay, great. So if you could go on a dinner date with any service leader, who would you pick and why?
May you repeat, please?
Oh,
Hello?
I'm sorry. You'd like me to repeat? If you could go on a dinner date with any service leader, or if you have an easier time, any leader, who would you pick? And tell us about your dinner date. Where would you like to go? What would you like to ask? What would you like to do while you're on your dinner date with the service leader?
Dinner date, right?
A dinner date. Yeah, like we go out for dinner.
Actually, yeah, thank you, Lisa. To be honest, I haven't been any time to a date, but yeah, if it's a dinner date with a leader, with my ideal, or you can say a leader, then I would prefer it to be my mother, as because she is my best leader I ever had. She is my guider. She is my overall role player. She is my mentor. She's everything to me. And I somewhere feel that even your parents or like your mother, they are your basic main role players in your life. So I just wish that in future or in the upcoming time, if I get the chance, I would prefer it to be as my mother. And she's smart, she's a gentle, nice, and she has elegant talkways, polite speaking. Yeah, she's rude sometimes whenever I did wrong. So I would ask her to be on a date with me. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for this platform.
Thank you, Kanika. That was a great answer. And you spoke very well. Thank you. So who would like to go next? Chandra, I have a
Yeah, I
question
think
for you. Are you going
sure.
to show yourself? Or
Yeah,
are you going to
sure,
stay off?
Lisa.
There you go.
I
Hi,
thought I will go
Chandra.
after Navya. Hi, Lisa.
Okay, well, do you want me to take Navya first?
Yeah, I think since you asked Navya, probably I'll go after Navya.
Okay, Chandra, that's fine. Navya, are you ready?
Yeah, I'll give a try.
Okay, so question number 2. What type of service leader would you not want to become? What type of service leader would you not want to become?
Thank you, table topic master. So my today's topic is what type of leader I won't want to be. As a leader, I don't want to be very authoritative with my teams. Currently, in my role, also I'm the product manager. So where I work with the dev team, I need to work with business as well. I need to get things done from what the business is demanding from my dev team. So as a product manager, itself I can't be authoritative, and as a leader also I wouldn't want to be authoritative with my team. I want to motivate and encourage them to get things done instead of giving a negative feedback. I want to give a constructive feedback so that my team members can learn and improve themselves, and I will try to identify their strengths and weaknesses, right, so that I'll be able to give them the work of their choice rather than just whatever I'm getting from the higher management, just pushing it over to the team. I want to uh, help in actually learning and development of my team members. Thank you, table topic master.
Thank you, Navya. I think you're right that it's very important to be a very motivational leader, especially in a service field where people are not being paid and yet they need to be motivated in order to get the work done so that it benefits the group. Thank you. Chandra, are you ready?
Yes, Lisa, I'm ready.
Thank you so much. Chandra, do you think a service leader is unduly credited for entire organization's success? I'm going to ask that again. Do you think that a service leader is unduly credited for the entire organization's success?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. The quality of a service leader themselves is such that even the credit is given to them, they don't take it alone. I will share with you an example of our past president, APJ Abdul Kalam, who is also the missile man of India. When there was a launch of the satellite, which they planned for a mission, and for the first attempt, when it failed, as a leader, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai has come forward and said he took the responsibility and said, "It is my mistake." That triggered more responsibility in Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to come up with a more passionate and an upcoming plan and complete the mission well in advance. When it was successful, he gave the choice to now the APJ Abdul Kalam sir to go forward and present himself. That will be the quality of a service leader. Even in the organization, we see rarely, but definitely we have gems like them who are still existing and we need to cherish them. Even to sum up, even if you want to unduly credit the service leader, the quality is such that they always keep involved. They always don't take the due credit to themselves and share it with everyone. And whoever is responsible for that, as a leader, it is our responsibility to acknowledge that and cherish the journey of leadership from there. Yeah, with that, I think these are my thoughts. Toastmaster Lisa, back to you.
Thank you so much, Chandra. I definitely agree with you. It's so important that the leader themselves credit the group. Otherwise, the group will not be credited. And I think that's an important lesson to learn as a leader. So thank you so much for your answer. Okay, who's next? Is there anyone else that would like to answer a question?
Ashish is there, Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
Doing
So
good.
let me ask you question number 4. Is service leadership an inborn trait? Is service leadership an inborn trait?
Is service leadership an inborn trait? What do you all think about it? When I joined Toastmasters, I thought there are so many roles. They're president, then they are directors, and there are so many titles which Toastmasters held. So are they really deserving that particular role? Was my first question. There are people with very less experience. What I realized through my Toastmaster journey is, as our Toastmaster Dave was also telling, these are just titles, what they're playing. But what exactly they are bringing is service leadership. They don't have any authority over each of the members, but they are trying to improve us by sharing their experiences, sharing their thoughts with us. That's what I learned, that even if you are not born with those particular titles or a leadership skill or even public speaking skill, you can gain them through practice, through seeing other people, other leadership who are actually a service leader or who are actually a leader themselves. I really appreciate Toastmasters for coming forward and actually showing the empathy in the leadership as well as helping others to improve their communication skills. And I really believe through practice, each one of us can get better. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Such a great answer. And I agree, Toastmasters has helped tremendously with helping my leadership skills. Thank you. So next, can we ask Mohini?
Yes, yes, please.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to share a personal service leadership story, what would it be? If you had to share a personal service leadership story, what would it be?
Yes, a personal leadership story would be, as a retired hairdresser and beautician with lots of knowledge and loads of things to share, I have been struggling to find a place where I can teach the deaf and dumb my trade of hair cutting and doing beauty services, which I have seen personally that the deaf and dumb youngsters are so good with their hands, and they're not visually impaired, so they're very good in their job. And I have seen my own mentor had trainees like that. So in my retired space, I was trying my best to impart this service and be not exactly leader, but take this group of people along with me to see that they are empowered in their lives and have a better future. They have a work from home station where they can earn their own independence, girls and boys alike. But I have not been successful in this journey, because I did not get support. I needed the support of people, and that was one reason why I joined Toastmasters, to voice out this need of mine. And in Toastmasters today, I mentor a lot of youngsters who need language skills. I help them endlessly. Whatever time I can put in, I give my time to help them in their communication and language improvement skills. And all the underprivileged students, even my maid's daughter, I teach her communication, I teach her English, because when she goes for nursing training, I want her to be more empowered. And when we have the communication skills to speak, they are more confident to face the future and the public. So yes, As a personal leader, I would like to lead a group of people whom I can help with the knowledge that I have. At this age, it is the time to give back to society. We can't carry everything that we have to the grave. So I'm still struggling and working on it. And I hope one day I'm able to help more people and more youngsters to be empowered and become leaders themselves and have the confidence and which communication skills definitely gives. Over to you, Topics Master.
Such an inspiring story. I spent 40 years as a speech pathologist working with early intervention and preschoolers. And if you need help in working with these deaf and mute, I'd be very, very happy to help you with that. I will put my email in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What you're doing is really commendable. Thank you. Very, very moving.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pramod, do we have time for more questions?
Hello, Lisa, you can have 2-3 more speakers. We have 5-6 minutes more. If you can accommodate maximum speakers, it would be great.
I've got 2 more questions. So, and I can make up other questions if we need them. Who's next?
Yeah, me. Sudhir.
Okay. And how do you say your name?
Sudhir.
Sudhir.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sudhir, question number 6. What's your view about our world service leaders at large? What's your view about our world service leaders at large?
Thank you, Toastmaster Lisa. As a leader, you always should be keep your team at the front, and you should be at the back, like you should be like a backbone for your team. For the service leader, you should be very empathetic towards your team members. And yeah, what exactly here is a kind of a service here?
Sudhir, you can talk your viewpoint, nothing as any specific.
Okay. Yeah, as a leader, definitely you need to be at front, whether it is it's struggles to the team or quite encouraging to them. And yeah, I think this is the first time I'm speaking, so a bit.
No issue, no issue. Carry on.
Yeah, what in general, in just one statement, I can say as a leader, I should be always in front if there is any struggles for your team, and if there is any appreciation or something, definitely you should give it to your team. But if in time of need or something, definitely you should be with them. Whether suppose if there is a pressure coming from the top or the pressure coming from the audience, definitely you should save from all this pressure, and so that they can work creatively and innovatively. That's what I can say. So that the pressure should not go to your team and break their creativity. Yeah. Thanks.
Congratulations on doing your first table topics. They can be challenging. The more you practice, the better you get at filling that time. So thank you for sharing your viewpoints with us. And I have one last question, but I can always ask another one. So who else would like to answer a question? Are you guys seeing somebody that I'm not seeing? Sashid, are you wanting to answer a question? Or somehow
Yeah, I think everybody's exhausted, and please hand over control back to me. We'll continue the meeting and we'll
Great. Thank you so much, Pramod.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thank you so much, Lisa. One thing which we always wanted to do in Sattvic Toastmasters Club is to give opportunity for everybody to speak. If you look
I've got a question for you, Pramod, just so that
Yes.
we finish number 7. Would you like a question?
Yeah, sure, please.
Okay. What has Toastmasters taught you about service leadership? What has Toastmasters specifically, with lots of examples, taught you about service leadership?
Okay, can I take it as a table topic, or I can talk about it as part of my TMOD? What do you want me to do?
I'd like you to answer the question.
Okay. I joined Toastmasters in 2019. You may not have heard my icebreaker. I come from a very different situation. I was a very bad student. I was in bad company. Then I started. I was there in the addiction center for some time. Then I came back to my life with a lot of effort from my side. Then I married at a very early age of 23. Then I had kids. I built my life. Even then, I was not a polished person. So people who know me knows that I'm very rough, and maybe I sometimes I behave in a very rude manner. So all those things were part of my characters. After coming to Toastmasters, it helped me change my ways a lot. If you ask me what is the kind of impact Toastmasters had on me, I would say in one word that it made me a much more polished person. Polished in the sense I try to behave to people. I try to take feedback in a best way. Earlier, if somebody is giving me any negative feedback, I never I don't talk to that person for 2-3 days. So if it is a negative feedback, to be honest. But after some point of time, I really understood that this is how you develop as a person. So if you take the case of diamonds, if it is rough, it has to be polished. It has to be coruscated. That is the correct word. Coruscated means you have to chisel it, you have to polish it. So the process is somehow cumbersome and painful process, but after that it becomes diamond. It is the same way. You have some kind of leadership, you have some kind of communication skills, you have some kind of humanity inside you, but that has to be chiseled out to make you a perfect individual. So that's what Toastmasters had done to me for the past 5 years. Even now, I'm not saying that I'm 100% free from all those character traits, but I am very close to becoming 100% free from all those character traits. Even if I have something deep inside me, it prevents here. I don't let it come through my mouth, or I don't let it come through my face, that I'm just responding in a very rude and rash manner. So that is what Toastmasters had done to me, and that's the reason why I'm still continuing. I'm really, really busy in my professional life. I'm working 16 to 17 hours a day, but I find time to attend 2 club meetings every week, because I know that it is helping me a lot, not in communication. Definitely, it helps me in communication, but at the same time, it is helping me a lot in my leadership skill, in my skill as a human being. So my fellow colleagues, they love me nowadays. They tell me that you are a nice person. They tell me that whenever I have a problem, I think about your face. That's the greatest acknowledgement I get as a leader. So when they are in problem, normally when we say that somebody is in a problem and calling you, oh, matlabi means selfish person. They are thinking about you only in time of need. But I think in a different way. I used to think like that, but now I think that whenever they are in trouble, they remember my face. That means I am the most dependable person in their life. So that's the difference. That's the difference Toastmasters created in me for the last 6 years. Thank you, Lisa. I have taken, I think, more than 5 minutes. But Sudhir, please pardon me for taking. It's a very emotional topic that I talked about. Very personal.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Pramod. I didn't know your background. Thank you. It makes me have a greater appreciation for how far you've come. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for the topic, and I'm sure that everybody in this meeting had a chance to talk about something or the other. Now, let me just tell you one more features of servant leadership, and we will just go on to the next session of evaluations. You must have noticed in this meeting that everybody is speaking only for 5 to 6 minutes, 7 minutes, or a maximum of 10 minutes. Some people, for example, Kanika, Today she spoke only for 2 to 3 minutes in a table topic plus some introduction in the beginning. After that, she didn't speak, but she attended the entire 1.5 hour table topic. Toastmasters meeting. So what you learn here is a good leader or a servant leader listens. So listening is what you are learning from Toastmaster. So we normally say that listening is the better part of communication. It's not speaking. It's listening is the better part of communication. If you have some problem, you go and speak to somebody. If the person gives you a patient listening, you are happy. You're not looking for any suggestions. You are not looking for any solution. You are looking for a person who is receptive to listening to your problem. So it increases your patience. If you think that you don't have patience to listen to somebody for a long time, you attend Toastmasters meeting, you be part of a Toastmasters meeting, you will become a patient listener, because here you are talking only 5 to 7 minutes or a maximum 10 minutes. Rest of the 1 hour, 10 minutes or 1 hour, 20 minutes, you are listening to other people. Their different people's ideas, different ideologies, different point of view. So that's the beauty of this. First, I said it is collaboration. Shahid added that it is empathy. Yes, it is. Third is helping others and also becoming a leader. That is a trait of servant leadership. The fourth one is listening. And the fifth one is feedback. Feedback, we will hear feedback right now from our evaluators for the speeches our speakers have delivered in the first half of the meeting. We are also here eagerly waiting for the feedback. And I'm sure that they will take these feedbacks positively and seriously and work on it. To have the feedback first, let me call the first evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Shahid Sheikh. Shahid would be evaluating the icebreaker delivered by, it's not a simple icebreaker, the stunning icebreaker delivered by Vikas. Welcome, Toastmaster Shahid, for your wonderful evaluation, please.
Yeah, thank you, TMOD Pramod, and greetings everyone, fellow Toastmasters. And coming to today's speech title, nothing is permanent except change. From the topic, it doesn't seem like an icebreaker title. So what a title it is. With this title, I just remembered one quotation like, change is the law of nature. So we should accept that change. The wow factors of today's speech from the Vikas are the content of the speech. He bowled over with his content. So as it's TMOD rightly mentioned, it's a stunning speech. It doesn't look like a content for the icebreaker speech. As the content is very much related to everyone, so the interactive, audience awareness is very good, and that's why I felt that the content is a one wow factor. And the second wow factor I would like to add, so his smile. So while delivering his complete speech, Vikas was smiling most of the time. And the top 4 good things which I observed in the today's icebreaker speech were the way the speech has started. It was started with a quotation. The quotation itself saying how much preparation or how much struggle the speaker has put on to it's really looking like an icebreaker. Okay, the quotation is the delivering of a speech is equivalent to a delivering of a baby. As we all know how much struggle we will face in delivering a baby. So for a icebreaker, it was very much appropriate. And in the flow, the second good thing is the flow of the speech. How he has become from 12th man to a captain. So that was one good thing. And from the looks of the speaker, his attire was very good. That shows how much he is prepared and eager in delivering the speech. And throughout the speech, very good number of quotations were used. That shows how he was the speech and the speaker was very much what do we say, how much he is interactive with the society. not only just delivering the speech, what are his qualities he was having that was delivered, and coming to what are the things which can improve to make this speech to the next level. This is just the suggestions. Being an icebreaker, you should take these things and work upon. Don't take in another manner. So I felt like the screen arrangement. So we could see only the just mostly the face and the half of the just portion only. If you have arranged the screen a bit far, so we can see your hand gestures. Why the hand gestures is like the body language itself plays a 50% role in the throughout the presentation. So that way it will add more benefit value to the speech. And the tone, the throughout the speech, the same tone was carried, so it can be improved upon. And the eye contact, sometimes you are looking at the screen and sometimes hither and thither, so that can also be improved. And sometimes the fumbling happen, being this is the fumbling in this voice, being it's an icebreaker, it's fine. And sometimes the head was knocking here and there, so all these will slowly be improved. So as a whole, to wrap up, so whenever we see your screen, you have shown that icebreaker behind you. So till now, because we know just the top of that iceberg, now with your icebreaker, we come to know what is there beneath that icebreaker. So overall, it's a very good icebreaker delivered from you, Vikas. And please work upon the things which you can make the speech more better. And with this, I will conclude my evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Pramod.
Thank you, Shahid.
Thank you, Shahid. Thank you. I hope Vikas, it helps Vikas, all the feedback. Now let's move on to the second feedback. The second speech delivered by Toastmaster Pratik Agarwal will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ashish Kumar Sinha. Ashish, over to you, Ashish.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Pramod. So, Pratik, be the change. So, what an amazing speech you have given. The points which I really liked about your speech was you're a sport in sharing about your thoughts and feelings to everybody, and your learnings too. What you learned from your thoughts, experiences, and actions, you shared with the team, and that was really helpful. I was bowled over by your communication style, the way you smiled throughout your speech and connected with everybody. That was truly amazing, the eye contact which you were able to have with everyone. Now, coming to certain points which I think, as a evaluator, which I think can help your speech to improve to the further level is, you mentioned about 3 points in your speech that you wanted to talk about, but you talked about 2 points. So I was actually waiting for the third point to come in. You talked about about your shares, purchasing of your share. The second point was about your singing skills. So that is something which I would like to see what was your third point and what the purpose of the speech was to share your experience completing this particular project. So if you could have talked about it, that would have been really wonderful. So in short, what I think would have helped is you could have the project actually had 2 options. One option was to deliver the speech in 2 to 3 minutes. The other option was to deliver the speech in 5 to 7 minutes. I think if you could have taken the 5 to 7 minutes of speech, you could have actually delivered your content much better to the audience. That's just a suggestion. And to actually take challenge, what I would tell you is, yes, if you could have brought in more animation or more interactions in your speech, that would have really helped the audience to connect on what you were speaking. Like what you really felt, what you really went through, some of the negative thoughts which came to your mind, that also if you could have explained, that would have helped us to connect how you turn it into a positive thought and how you exactly excelled at it. So that's my suggestion to you. And I really loved your speech. The best part and the learnings what I got from your speech was that you can even learn from your failures. Yes, even if you excel at doing something, that's good. But even if you fail, you learn from the experience. The second point which I learned from your speech was that writing helps to improve. So thank you for this two valuable points. And over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Ashish, for the evaluation. Now, there is a surprise speech today. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech, I guess. The speech doesn't have an evaluation. Distinguished Toastmaster Lisa has shared something in the chat box. So she would be delivering a speech about one of her projects. Timer, please note that time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes.
Good evening, good morning. Thank you so much for letting me share this speech with you. The purpose of this speech is to talk about an event that I posted in the chat called TGIF Troll Night. So I don't know if you guys know what trolls are, but they're really in the Norwegian culture. And I was just in Norway this summer. I went to the Troll Museum and it was fascinating to read all the different stories and to see the trolls and to just feel, actually, there was this huge troll that actually embraced me. And it was just like a stuffed troll, but it had these amazing arms that just wrapped around me so well that I was totally mesmerized by being there. And a number of years ago, I started doing service leadership as a helper at a camp for adults. It's actually to get credit for continuing education. And I'm not a musician or a dancer or a singer, but I love taking classes in storytelling. And the more storytelling classes I took, the more I wanted to be surrounded by professional storytellers. So I've been part of a group on Mondays called Artists Standing Strong Together. They have a Facebook group that you can take a look at. And Artists Standing Strong Together host a TGIF, which is Thank God It's Friday. And every month there's a different theme. So I thought, wow, this would be a wonderful opportunity to get troll storytellers together and have a holiday troll storytelling night. So I coordinated this, and I have 6 adult storytellers and 1 youth storyteller, and I'm going to be the MC for the evening. Without Toastmasters, there's no way I would ever have felt comfortable surrounding myself with these brilliant storytellers. And I would like to invite all of you to come. It's on Zoom, it's free, and it's from 7 to 9 p.m. our time, which may be a little early for you, but it's pretty much what some of you have been doing in visiting our Sunday night group. So it's going to be December 1st from 7 to 9. If you take your phone, there is a QR code, and it's very easy to register. And I would love to have all of you come as my guest and see me MC this fabulous evening of storytellers and trolls. It's just such fun. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you on December 1st for our troll night. So thank you so much for letting me share this. And thanks Toastmasters for letting me be a better service leader in leading this storytelling night. So thank you. I rest my mic. Back to you, Toastmaster Pramod.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm sure that people would be interested in attending this meeting and knowing more about this thing. If you have something more to share, the link and all, you can share it in the group, or maybe you can share with me personally so that I can share with the members as well. Okay.
Yeah, so it's on the chat. All you got to do is take a picture of that QR code, and then you'll have the link. We will send the link to you once you register. It's right on the poster, right in your chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. How long was that?
3 minutes, 38 seconds.
Oh, wow, it was short. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so here now let's time to hear your reports about the speeches, table topics. If you can make it quick, that would be really great.
Yeah, sure, Pramod. Let me go through the timings for the various speeches. For the first, Vikas, 7 minutes, 37 seconds. For Pratik, it's 4 minutes, 3 seconds. For the table topics, Kanika, 1 minute, 48 seconds. Navya, 1 minute, 16 seconds. Chandra, 1 minute, 52 seconds. Ashish, 2 minutes. Mohini, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Pramod, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. And for the evaluations, Shahid, 4 minutes, 35 seconds. Ashish, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. And finally, Lisa, 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Back to Toastmaster Pramod.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudhir, for that crisp report. Now let's go back to Navya and hear the ahs and ums and the much dreaded report. Now, over to you, Navya.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. As an accountant, I thought my job would be really tough counting the hours and ums, but all the speakers and those who attempted table topics as well, they made my job very easy. So starting with the prepared speeches, for the icebreaker speech by Vikas Sadhu, I could find one so, two ands, one you know. And for second speaker, Pratik Agarwal, I could find one so. And in the table topics, for Kanika, I could find one so being used. And for others, I could not find any table, any filler words being used. It might be a miss from my side as well. Yeah. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Navya. Thanks for the brief report. Now, let's hear the grammarian report from Toastmaster J.K.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon. So we, as a grammatical, my work is to listen carefully to their language usage. So first is Mr. Vikas, icebreaker Toastmaster. And it's very difficult because he's given a very stunning, inspiring story and well drafted icebreaker. It do not look like any icebreaker. No, there's no grammatical mistake. I checked each and each word. So very perfectly drafted and very perfectly executed also. Second speaker is Mr. Pratik Agarwal. So he's just brief is there. So he has given a good learning of his life of very short and sweet. 2 points he has raised. And I could not find a grammatical mistake. Then there's a table topics, 7 table topics. First is by Kanika, Navya, Mohini, and Sudhir Rana. Sudhir Rana has 3 grammatical mistakes, but maybe fumbling, so that's why. This is my short report. Yeah, thank you to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster J.K. Arora, for your report. Now we have officially come to the close of today's meeting. We had 3 beautiful speeches, including the one delivered by Lisa, 2 evaluations, and a beautiful table topic session. Today's meeting was something worth attending. I sincerely feel that those who have not attended today's meeting have missed a great meeting. We had good number of people attending, thanks to Vikas. I think his fellow followers and fans also attended today's meeting with the hope of listening to him. Please do visit. My request to all the guests is we have our meeting on every Sunday, Indian time, IST 7 to 8:30. That is 1.5 hours. This 1.5 hours time that you are spending in front of a laptop is not going to be waste. It is going to be an investment for your future career, or in my case, I already discussed that in my personal life also, it created a lot of positive impact. This is what Toastmasters teach you, and this is what you learn from Toastmasters. Now it is 8:29 in my watch. With this humble words, let me close the meeting for today. We can remain in the chat room for some times once the recording is stopped. If you want to have an informal chat and know more about other people, you can have an informal chat. I'm stopping the recording right now, and the meeting is officially ended.